Let's see here. The Washington Compost. Remember the sequester? Remember how they canceled tours? Families and schools had paid all this money to travel to Washington and take a White House tour, and there was no money. Remember how the Blue Angels had to be grounded? Fleet Week didn't occur. All these things were canceled because there wasn't any money. Oh, yes, we spend $4 trillion a year and borrow $1 trillion and all the rest. But there just wasn't enough money for this stuff. And then I pick up the paper today and I read this. The Washington Compost. When President Obama makes his first extended trip to sub-Sahara Africa later this month, the federal agencies charged with keeping him safe won't be taking any chances. Hundreds of U.S. Secret Service agents will be dispatched to secure facilities in Senegal, South Africa, and Tanzania. A Navy aircraft carrier, do we still have those? Or amphibious ship with a fully staffed medical trauma center will be stationed offshore in case of emergency. Military cargo planes will airlift 56 support vehicles, including 14 limousines and 3 truckloads with sheets of bulletproof glass to cover the windows of the hotels where the first family will stay. Fighter jets will fly in shifts giving 24-hour coverage over the president's airspace so they can intervene quickly if an airplane gets too close. The extraordinary security provisions, writes the Washington Compost, which will cost the government tens of millions of dollars, are outlined in a confidential internal planning document obtained by the Washington Compost. Now, there we go. There we go. This is a leak. This is a security breach. I'll continue. While the preparations appear to be in line with similar travels in the past, the documents offer an unusual glimpse into the colossal efforts to protect the commander-in-chief on trips abroad. Now, after the paper questioned the cost of a planned family safari, the White House nixed that plan. Quote, the President and First Lady had also planned to take a Tanzanian safari as part of the trip, which would have required the President's special counter-assault team to carry sniper rifles with high-caliber rounds that could neutralize cheetahs, lions, or other animals if they became a threat, according to the planning document. I'm sure PETA would be all ticked off. I mean, after they murder 2,200 puppies, then they want to make sure they protected all these animals. But the White House canceled the safari on Wednesday following inquiries from the Compost about the trip's purpose and expense, according to a person familiar with the decision. Ready for this? Obama's trip could cost the federal government, that is us, we the people, $60 million to $100 million based on the costs of similar African trips in recent years, according to one person familiar with the journey who was not authorized to speak for attribution. The secret planning document, which was provided to the Compost by a person who's concerned about the amount of resources necessary for the trip, does not specify costs. So the president is prepared to pay up to $100 million of our dollars for his trip. Mark, why are you picking on him? We've got millions of people on food stamps. We have millions of new people on Social Security disability. We have millions and millions of people who can't find work or are in part-time or temporary jobs. There are tens of millions of people in this country struggling every day to make ends meet. We were told that the sequester would cut vital services, and they cut money out of the military. They cut money out of the FBI. They cut money out of border security. Oh, we have to release thousands of illegal aliens, don't you know? They had one cabinet hack after another go to a microphone and tell us all the dire consequences. So where did we come up for $100 million for this? And how is it that jets will be in the sky to protect the president, as they must be and should be, by the way, and yet, when our compound is attacked in Benghazi, jets and aircraft carriers are nowhere to be found. Not even within a 4, 5, 6, 7 hour period, we're told. That's what we're told. Obama believes that this is his time to live like a king, and he does. And he is every bit the imperial president that I say he is, and his wife is the imperial first lady. They believe they are owed this. They believe they're God's gift. They do this brazenly in our faces, and they don't give a damn what you think about it. They're going to take this trip to Africa. Let's see, when is it? Later this month. Later in the month of June. And then in August, they're taking a trip to Martha's Vineyard. At least that's the plan. I've never seen a president take so many trips. I've never seen a presidential family take so many trips. For a guy who claims to identify with the working people, the underclass, who uses class warfare against successful people, he doesn't deny himself or his family a damn thing. He complains about corporate jets. He flies the biggest, most expensive corporate jet on the face of the earth. I love it when he gives these comments about he should be taxed higher because of his income. Well, ladies and gentlemen, he's on welfare, presidential welfare. We pay for all this. It's true. Well, why do you begrudge it? Other presidents, excuse me. This president's propaganda is different than other presidents. This president's Marxist class warfare is different than other presidents. This president's phony claim to care about the poor, the indigent, the middle class, and all the rest is different than other presidents. We have a pope who says many of the same things. The difference is the pope means it, and he lives that way. Obama preaches this class warfare claptrap, and he lives like a billionaire off you and me. It doesn't embarrass him for a second that he'll be spending up to $100 million on this trip. And don't give me this crap, this is some kind of diplomatic trip. Bull crap. He wants to take the trip. And so we get to pay for it. At least they're going to take the same jet, Mr. Producer. At least that's the plan.